Hello, my name is Logan from Death Angel Entertainment, and thank you for joining me on a game of Immortal Seed. At the beginning of the game, each player selects a deck of 30 cards and shuffles the unexplored sectors. We're playing a two-player game, so there will be 5 sectors placed out in front of us. Each player rolls the dice at the beginning to decide who goes first. I rolled a 5.
And I rolled 4.
So the dice will go to me. Round 1 will begin with me starting. And the dice always goes to the player who starts that round. And then the next round it proceeds to the next player clockwise. So after you've shuffled your deck, you draw 7 cards. And on the first round, each player has 1 resource available to them to spend. I'm going to play Special Ops. When he's first played, he has a deploy ability which is going to destroy the top 2 cards on your deck. And the unexplored sector is then revealed. We have Biome. So crew cards played in this sector cost 1 less. So that'll be nice for me going forward. So I'm done with my first turn, and now my opponent takes her first turn.
I draw my card at the beginning of my turn. And I do not have enough resources to play any of my cards, so my turn ends.
Okay, so that ends round 1. The dice is then passed to the next player, and round 2 begins. And now we would each have 2 resources to play this turn.
My unexplored sector is Yggdrasil shipyard, and the ships played here cost 1 less gold. So I, instead of a ship, played a tech, the battery center. It says you may save unspent resources each round. I was sad that I didn't get to play anything last round. From now on, I will be able to save any resources that I do not spend. And my turn ends.
So for my second turn, I'm actually going to play another crew to Biome to take advantage of that reduced cost. So I'm playing Admiral here. He has an exhaust ability which allows me to give 1 power to any other card I control, so we'll use that to make my special ops a little better. That's going to be the end of my second turn. So round 2 is over. The dice comes back to me. I'm starting round 3. Draw my card. And I am going to play Dropship at the center location Azathoth. Each round, the player who goes last draws a card. So, I have 1 extra resource, so I'm actually going to play a Marine here. That's going to create 2 colonists. His deploy ability gives me colonists at the sector that he's played at. Colonists have 0 power, but when one of them is destroyed, I would get to draw a card. Now the sector is revealed, and we have Asgard. Draw a card when you play a tech or ship card in this sector. That's going to be the end of my third turn.
I I'm going to use my 3 resources to buy an interceptor, which at the end of the game I get to warp to any sector, which is very beneficial for trying to win last minute. And then correct me, Logan, if I'm... Does this mean I also get to draw an additional card?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. My turn ends.
So that's the end of round 3, and the dice progresses over to round 4, and my opponent begins. Oh, actually, before that's over, I want to use my power up to make the dropship more powerful for my admiral. I forgot to do that. So now it's your turn.
At the shipyard, I'm going to place another interceptor that allows me to warp at the very end of the game. It costs 1 less resource because of the planet's ability, and therefore I am also able to purchase an extractor, which I will place beside my interceptor at this planet. And my turn ends.
Did you want to use that resource or save it?
I want to save it.
Okay, so she's gonna save an extra resource with her battery center. Draw a card for my 4th turn. And I am going to play Carrier at the Nidus Shipyard. It costs 1 less to play it there. I am going to use my dropship ability to return Marine to my hand, and I'm going to play the Marine at Asgard again to create 2 more colonists. And then I will use my Admiral to put an additional power counter on the dropship. And that is the end of my 4th turn. So round 4 is over. Dice goes to me, and we progress it to the 5th round. I'm going to draw a card. I am going to play Defense Turrets at Asthoth to lock it down. Cards or tokens may not be warped to or played in this sector. So I've essentially got that one where it is. Even at the end of the game, she won't be able to warp her interceptors here. So I am going to use the Admiral's ability to power up the carrier. And then I'm going to use the dropship's ability to return the Marine back to my hand. And that's going to be the end of my 5th turn. So my opponent will begin.
I draw a card, harvest my resource with my extractor, then on Asgard I'm going to play the polarity inverter, which gives me +2 power for each opponent card at the sector, which because of the 4 colonists, that gives me 2 each. With 1 resource left, is that correct? Because that was 6, and it was round 5. Am I thinking about that right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to continue to hang on to this resource for the future. And my turn is over.
So that's the end of round 5. Pass the dice to my opponent. We start round 6.
I draw my card for the beginning of my turn. I'm going to this unexplored sector.
Dresden.
Dresden. When discovered, all players draw 1. So we'll draw a card. So I placed down the Gemini station, which allows me to add a drone to this sector. And then the drone I am able to warp where I would like to. I'm going to place a beacon at this sector.
You can't.
I can't. Oh, that's the one that's locked down. Okay. I'm going to place sorry. Place a beacon at the shipyard. And upon deployment, the next round all players may warp a card to this sector. I have 2 more resources left, plus my additional one that I've been holding on to. Sorry, this was just this turn that I played this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is, okay. I'm going to place down a magnetron. At deployment, I warp all my drones to this sector. So this drone will be warped over here. And then my turn ends.
I am going to play a nullifier at Asgard. The deployability destroy all opponents' tech in this sector. So I'm going to destroy that polarity inverter. And then I will play a pilot at Biome, a Marine at Asgard. And that's going to be the end of round 6 for me. So we progress to round 7. I draw my card. And I'm going to play fusion generator at Nida Shipyard. And fleet officer. My ships in this sector have +1 power. So my carrier gets +1. And my fusion generator gets +1. And I will also use my admiral's ability to give defense turrets a +1. And then I'm done with my 7th turn.
Okay, I draw a card at the beginning of my turn. Extract an additional resource. And then last turn I didn't need to pay for that, so I was able to maintain one of those resources. And I'm going to play the polarity inverter again at Asgard.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards here.
So with my 3 remaining resources then, I'll put a scout at the shipyard. Allows me to look at target's player's hand. I also get to add a drone. My turn ends.
That was the end of round 7. So we progress to the 8th and final round.
Did I begin?
Yep.
Okay. I draw my card for the beginning of my turn. Receive an additional resource. Add a drone. And I'm going to place the time machine next to my drone. At deployment, it says return any card back to its player's hand. Special ops is going back. At the shipyard, I'm going to place a warp gate, which says each turn you may warp one of your cards to or from the sector. Does that include lockdown or not include
Yeah,
lockdown?
you can warp things out of the defense turrets
Okay.
sector.
So I'm going to move my interceptor over to the shipyard. And then I'm going to place a scrapyard at this sector. It says draw a card from your discard pile. Then I will end my turn.
Okay, so I'm going to draw my card. So I'm going to use pilot to move dropship out of Astoth over to Yggdrasil. And then I'm going to play destroyer at Nida shipyard. And I get a +1 with the fleet officer there. And I get to destroy one of your ships. So we'll get rid of one of the interceptors. Now you have 21 there. I have I have 22. And that cost me 6. So I have 2 left. So I'll play Special Ops to destroy 2 cards and Field Commander here. So get rid of 2 cards there. I have 12 here. You have 11 here, and I'll use the Admiral's ability to give 1 more power at this location. So currently, where the board is sitting, Asgard, I am losing. Biome, I am currently winning. Astoth, I am currently winning. Nida shipyard, I am currently winning. Yggdrasil, I am losing. It's the end of round 8, so she can move her interceptors where she wants.
So if I move it over here, now I win this sector, correct?
Yes.
Which means
So
win the game?
1, 2. Yeah, you won the game. Good game. The robots win.